Here's my daddy, Professor MJ!
Hello, sports gambler and NFL fan! In this video, I'll unveil a surprising pick to win the NFC Championship in 2021. I'm making this video well in advance, as we are currently in June, but it's never too early to start looking for good sports betting opportunities. In case you don't know me yet, I'm Professor MJ, and I teach statistics to university students in Canada. And this is my 5-year-old son, Jay. Welcome to my sports betting YouTube channel. Here is how I usually proceed when looking for teams that provide good value from a betting perspective to win a championship. I browse teams starting with those with the highest odds in order to see if a team strikes my eye. When a team does, I investigate further to see if it indeed makes sense to bet them. Take a look at the odds to win the 2021 NFC title, as posted on the FanDuel sportsbook on June 18. If we start at the bottom, we're seeing the Lions at plus 8,000 odds. They allowed the most points in the league last year. That alone tells me I should not even consider them here. Also, Jared Goff will be playing for a new team in a new system, and the Lions lost one of their top offensive weapons in Kenny Golladay. Up next, we have the Eagles at plus 4,400 odds. Jalen Hurts did much better than expected at quarterback. He did incredibly well with his legs, but he has yet to prove he can be a good passer in the NFL. He also has a below-average receiving corps. Drafting Devontae Smith will help, but as a rookie, he cannot be the savior. Also, the defense is okay, but not great either. Then we have the Panthers at plus 3,400 odds. It will be interesting to see how Sam Darnold does outside of New York. He may do a fine job, but I find it hard to believe he can lead this young team to the Super Bowl right away. Their defense has a few stars in the making, but they are not ready yet to take the next step, in my opinion. Then we have the New York Football Giants at plus 3,100 odds. There is an argument to be made that they could do some damage, having quite a bit of firepower on offense with Saquon Barkley, Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, and Evan Engram. Also, their defense can certainly hold its ground. However, the big problem right now is Daniel Jones turning the ball over way too often. I'm going to pass. And then there comes my surprise pick to win the NFC title in 2021, the Washington football team at plus 2,700 odds. To me, those odds are too high. The betting public often underestimates the importance of the defensive side of the ball, and they focus too much on explosive offenses. Here is a key statistic to remember. Washington allowed the 4th fewest points in the league last year, and they finished 2nd in terms of yards allowed per game. They have such a strong defensive line led by Chase Young, who could even get better in his 2nd year as a pro. The team's Achilles heel was by far its quarterback play. Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, and Kyle Allen combined for 15 TD passes versus 16 interceptions. Alex Smith displayed a lot of courage and did his very best, but his mobility was near zero. He was barely faster than a rock. The addition of Ryan Fitzpatrick is big. He proved he still has gas left in the tank last year by playing very well in Miami. The Dolphins were simply too anxious to see what they had with Tua, so they relegated Fitzpatrick to a backup role, even though he clearly looked like the superior QB. I also love his passion on the field. He gives you everything he's got. In Washington, he will bring something this team has not had in a while, a quarterback that can actually throw the ball and do some damage through the air. If Fitzpatrick gets hurt, Taylor Heinicke is an intriguing prospect. He showed some very good things in limited action, both with his arm and legs. He managed to put up 23 points on the board against a stout Bucs defense in the wildcard round, with 1 TD pass, 1 TD run, and 1 interception. He racked up over 300 passing yards in the process. He has a better shot at surprising us with good performances than veterans who have been career backups for 5-10 years in the league. Washington has one of the top and underrated wide receivers in the game, Terry McLaurin. He came close from reaching the 1,000-yard mark in his rookie season in 2019, and he did it last year despite atrocious QB play. There's no telling what he can do with a good passer. I also liked the acquisition of wide receiver Curtis Samuel, formerly of the Panthers. He is pretty fast and elusive. He often gains many yards after the catch, and he will take some pressure off of McLaurin. Many people are also sleeping on tight end Logan Thomas. It took him many years to adapt to the position after playing quarterback, but he posted the best numbers of his career by far in 2020. He caught 72 passes for 607 yards and 6 TDs, and that was with suspect QBs under center. The final piece of the puzzle is running back Antonio Gibson. He had a very successful rookie campaign with 11 rushing touchdowns and an impressive 4.7 yards per carry average. He is very dynamic, and he makes Washington's offense one of the fastest in the NFL. To top it all off, Washington plays in a weak division. That gives them a better shot at making the playoffs, which is obviously essential when betting them to win the NFC Championship. I find it hard to believe that the Falcons and the Bears are listed above Washington. Atlanta's defense is suspect at best. They just lost wide receiver Julio Jones, they have an aging QB who moves like a statue, and their new starting running back, Mike Davis, is an unproven guy. As for the Bears, their starting quarterback is Andy Dalton, who is average and will need to learn a new system. Rookie Justin Fields brings a lot of excitement for Bears fans, but you cannot expect him to lead his team to the Super Bowl in year number 1. To me, Washington has a much better shot at taking the NFC crown than these two teams who are listed ahead of them by sportsbooks. So, in summary, I believe the Washington football team is flying under the radar because of two main reasons. Number one, most people overlook the defensive side of the ball. And number two, Washington does not have big name players on offense. Heck, they don't even have a team name, and they went through a sexual scandal not long ago. I know this may sound weird, But these things can have an effect on people's minds, and it contributes to make sports gamblers not wanting to bet them. As usual, I will be sharing NFL picks every week this upcoming season. You can see on your screen my record against the spread since I started this Professor MJ business in 2017. Every single pick is documented on my website and via YouTube videos. I'm being very transparent about them, and honesty is a key value for me. If you combine all sports and all leagues, I believe the two areas where my picks are the most profitable are my Super Bowl proposition bets and the NFL win totals. For the first time ever, I shared last year my picks on each NFL team's number of regular season wins. A big part of those plays was based on the simulation of the NFL season 1 million times, simply by using the point spreads of all 256 regular season games as posted by some sportsbooks. That gave us a reliable estimate of each team's win probability for each of their games. I also incorporated my knowledge and analysis of each team, and in the end, we made 20 correct picks and missed just 12. That means we won 62.5% of our bets. Once at least one sportsbook releases its lines for all 2021 NFL games, I'll do the simulations and get my picks ready. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and that you turn the notifications on so that you get an alert as soon as I post those great picks. You have the choice between going with sports handicappers who only share their subjective opinions, or a university professor with a PhD in statistics that does in-depth statistical analyses to back his picks. A huge thank you for watching this video in full. You are a beast, man! If you like this video, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the very best sports betting YouTube channel. I'm Professor MJ. I'll see you again very soon in another video.